Hi YouTube, I'm back with another video. I'm here once again in my balcony. Hopefully the lighting is not looking good. I'm really getting in the momentum of making videos and like, what's it called, standing and da 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 da. But today I want to talk about autism once again. But I want to make the title is going to be autism versus narcissism. So basically, if you guys are looking at the news, if you guys are looking at TV, there's this famous singer, her name is SZA. I used to listen to her music in the past. I think she has a beautiful voice, beautiful songwriter, everything. But recently she came out and she said that she was autistic. I think that she just got her diagnosis, explaining about, stuff that she always knew and da 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 da. And then unfortunately Sis has a bit of a controversy, a joke about how she's a bit of a liar. So when she came out with the news, everybody's like, oh, she's just lying, she's not being for real. And yeah, whatever, she has that thing, but it's like, I wanted to talk about it because it speaks, it puts a light in just like in general how people perceive, black people, black women, and them having neurodevelopment disorders or issues or stuff like that, like for example autism. um, I think that just the whole neurodivergent scale of things when it comes to like neurodivergency or learning disabilities and stuff like that, there is like little to no what's it called information when it comes to black people. Like it's the whole the medical field and stuff like that. I think that specifically for me is because I was what's it called um privileged enough to get like diagnosis and stuff like that when I was younger, and even recently now I have like more stuff that are like concrete. But it's just like a lot of us, especially women, growing up, they will learn how to mask. Like I did that myself, but it's like depending on who you are and the symptoms that you have, some people will be able to like you know, what's it called, be with the herd and like slip through and not be seen until later in the age, probably like her. Or if you're someone who has more visible symptoms, you will be put in those classes and stuff like that, like myself. So it's like this whole time I've been growing up, I always knew that there was something wrong with me. I understood that being excluded and stuff like that was, besides going to school in suburbia, which is another another topic. But like just when it comes to neurodivergency, and I was mostly always like the only black kid, or like maybe one or the other, and it would be like a black boy or like a light skinned girl, like a light skinned boy who would be there. But it really shows like the whole consensus is that people generally believe that neurodivergency and all that stuff does not exist in the black body or is not present, because it's like if any black people have those symptoms, they're very much, it's very gaslight real quick, is very much watered down to being lazy and all of these other traits that people already have when you're black. So it's just like, imagine having these real things in your brain, and it's like you're already being minimized, and it's like you're going through life and you think there's something wrong with you, and you end up just masking and you being like a shell of yourself and stuff like that. So I think that the fact that Sis came out, there's really no other better day, because it's like speaking about the autism, it's like I realize that now, like the way that society is set because of colonialism and stuff like that, and how like we have a very much like a grind type of mindset. Don't mind the fly. But we have a very much like growth group mindset. So basically it's like, I think that if you happen to be a narcissist, or you have very narcissistic tendency or behaviors, but at the same time the way that the world is set up, a lot of like the symptoms and stuff like that, they kind of make you have no choice but to have kind of like a narcissistic um, behavior and stuff, because they want to make us believe that we're like in a scarcity mindset where there's just like there's not room for everyone to have success. So it's basically like we have to be like a whole hierarchy, and we have to go in like what's it called, step on each other's neck for success or whatever, which is not true. But I think that because of that, I feel that in this world, being autistic, oh no, in this world, like being narcissistic, or not even being a full-on narcissist, just having those behaviors, technically, it's more so like rewarded, and it's more acceptable than being autistic, because you see what happens when literally anyone comes out of autism. Even now, it's a whole trend and it's like I don't even know if it's really a trend or it's just a way to just laugh at autistic people, but it's just like I don't see it's funny because it's like a lot of us literally grew up and we were we're excluded. Like it's like the whole exclusion, all that stuff doesn't stop in school. Like it happens in the workplace. It happens just going out. Like it never leaves us. So it's just like, you know, I think the point specifically is just that I really want to put in light, just like in general, I want to start doing more research on neurodivergency and how it really impacts like BIPOC people, because there's really an empty nuance about the experience. Like it's one thing to have the experience of being neurodivergent, but it's another experience when you're living in this type of world and you are a BIPOC, because most of the researches and stuff like that done on the neurodivergency, at least when we look at like the DMs5 or all the stuff that was done like in earlier days, were only what's it called, experimented on like white boys, and it would be like white boys from like middle class or high class. So it's like, imagine that in all the DSFI and all the research, or even the freaking people who are like doctors or psychologists or whatever, who are reading or writing books about this stuff, it's like, do we really know who these people are working with? Are their only clients people who look like them, or are they even going into and working with other people of different communities, you know, different what's it called, different like tax bracket, race, all that stuff. Like I just feel like the whole conversation of neurodivergency will never ever like come to an end, or it will never be fully how it should be, unless we finally take in light of like the other people. Like bro, it's not even about the people who we look like, it's just the brain. That's something that we can all connect, you know, we all have brains. So it's just like we should just be able to just connect to the fact that we're all unique, and just in general the way the society is. I think that it really feels like having a neurodivergent brain is the worst. And on top of being already BIPOC or being black or, you know, BPOC, it really feels the worst. It feels genuinely the worst. And I think that it takes so much of willpower, so much of self-love to just go against everything and still, you know, be you, and still not feel bad about your traits, because um, it doesn't fit in how society wants us to be. It doesn't fit about, isn't fit, at least for not everyone, isn't fit about being like a 9 to 5 or a household thing or a businessman, or just like, because like a lot of people will say that, oh, you know, entrepreneurship is the best thing for neurodivergent people, but like not everyone has an entrepreneur spirit, you know. So it's like, what do the people who are neurodivergent who want to just work in corporate do, when the corporate is so much more than just a work? It's for, if anything, jobs, at least now, it's more so that the only thing that makes the jobs difficult are the people. It's the people you work with, it's the customers. So it's just like, yeah, this is a video for all my neurodivergent BIPOC black individuals. You know, this is for you. Love you. Never stop being you. Don't water oh my god, don't water yourself down. Don't mask yourself. If you have to mask yourself, do that. But if you have anyone that you can unmask with, please do that as best as possible. Please do research on your stuff, even if you feel like you don't have, or you feel like because you don't have a formal diagnosis, it's not true. Self-diagnosis is as valid. Let me tell you, there's like our example, Miss SZA. I don't know how Miss SZA is now, but she's very much later in her life, and she did her diagnosis now, which brings so much relief, because a lot of people really